John Kavakis here, and this is my take. Today we're going to talk about Estvald's 1934 A.H. Walker body Duesenberg. Now, there's a pretty fascinating story behind this car. Duesenberg did not suffer the depression very well. They had chassis building up in the factory. They were trying to find ways to sell them. Back in the early 30s, they had some in-house bodybuilders came in, advertised them as custom bodybuilders, but they really were in-house, and they were custom. Duesenberg wanted to make sure they could control the quality of the bodies, but they were advertised as independent custom bodybuilders. And there was a bodybuilding company in Indianapolis, and they had gone bankrupt because of the depression, and a guy named A.H. Walker took over the facility, the Wayman Bodybuilding Company, and began doing prototypes for Duesenberg. And so Duesenberg had hired Gordon Burig, and they wanted to design a baby Duesenberg. He came up with an iconic design, this four-door sedan, which actually became the prototype for the Cord 310. It's a beautiful car, but it's a prototype. And they put the body on the chassis. It was an experimental chassis done for Duesenberg, and then the car just sat for a while. They didn't sell it. They were trying to actually produce more production versions. They were coming out with new models and that sort of thing. The car was neglected for a while, but eventually they dug it out and they finished it up. And Estvald has given us this 1/43rd model of the A.H. Walker body Duesenberg. So keeping in mind that it's a prototype, and it's more or less unfinished. You know, they could have had better wheels and, you know, maybe more trim and that sort of thing. But Estvald's done a nice job of duplicating that prototype. So let's take it on the turntable here and take a look at it. And they've done a really good job on little details like the cut lines. They're picked out real well. The vents around the cowl, where the hood meets the body, the trunk, the doors, and everything. They're just very realistic looking. The door handles are separate and they're done. This one has the lights open. There was a lights closed model as well. This one shows the lights open. The bumpers, they're minimal, but they're well picked out. The wheels are very simple. There's not a lot to them, but they're very accurate according to what we see in the pictures. There aren't a whole lot of pictures of this car. I just think it's amazing that Estvald was able to give us a duplicate of it. I can't see much of the interior. Again, the windows are up and the interior is dark, so I can see that there's some wood grain in there, and that they've probably done as much as they can to replicate a decent interior. I just can't see the detail. Of course, that's one of my pet peeves. But the finish on the car is beautiful, typical high quality Estvald finish. I think they've given us a very accurate reproduction of a prototype car. So that has to be kept in mind as we look in the model. So let's go to the 5-star rating. We'll do the My Take 5-star rating on this car. Fidelity, I'm going to give it a 5. It looks better than the pictures that I've seen, and so I think they did a great job with that. Trim and badging, I'm going to default here because there's not much trim and badging. So we won't count that for or against them. Color, I'm giving it a 5. Interior detail, I can't see. I'm not even sure how deep the detail goes. And of course, none of the pictures show us interior detail. So again, we have nothing to compare it to. The wheels and tires, I'm going to give a 5. They look very much like the ones on the picture. And the value for $109.95 or so, I'm going to give this a 3. Only because it's not a spectacular model. There's nothing wrong with the car. It's an accurate model, but it's a model of a prototype, and it looks like the pictures. So the overall rating, that gets us to an 18, and the My Take 5-star rating on the 34 Duesenberg sedan by A.H. Walker is a 4.5. It's a nice model, and if you're a Duesie fan, you're going to love it. If you're a Cord fan, you're going to see where the Cord came from. So I really appreciate you spending the time with me. Thank you. I'll talk to you again soon.